I mean, I remember writing a letter, honestly, bear in mind, 96 was the year, Euro 96 was the year where the Czech Republic landed. Czech Republic and Croatia, they landed at that tournament. You know what I mean?
David Suker with Croatia were unbelievable.
Well, yes, I mean, Croatia was a young country as well. It had only been freaking around a few years, and I think the Croatian national football team was. Do you know what I mean? It'd only been going like freaking 6 or 7 years, you know. And you would just see lads like Alios Jurasanovic, who signed for Derby, Igor Stimac, Prozinecki, but Czech Republic, it's wow. It's just, you know, you fell in love with it. You know, the big man, the Hulk, Jan Koller, Radek, freaking Poborski. Obviously, 96 made Poborski, signed for United. But Nedved was just something else. It was just he was in that group of players that he didn't have to run. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't about covering ground. It was, do you know what I mean? Give him the ball, and he had that eagle vision. Do you know what I mean? It's just that flash moment of brilliance. Yeah. And it was just like it's like everything was just. He was creative. He was a creative genius. And I remember writing that letter. Like I said, 96. I wrote a letter to Liverpool Football Club. Sign him. Sign him. Do you know what I mean? Make this man the happiest man in the world and just sign him. The guy was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I could have put people in there. Do you know what I mean? There was a lot of people that could have gone on that left midfield.
Well, I was flirting with McManaman. I was a big McManaman fan growing up.
I despise him. Yeah. I despise everything about him. Yeah, I don't like him.
McManaman fan growing up.
Never liked him. I liked him the day he left us. No.
Oh, so it's not his football. It's the fact that he fucked off on a free to Real Madrid.
It's a bitterness. He did. He sold us out.
It was the fact that they got no money for him. Do you know what I mean? He was one of the after obviously with the whole Mark Bosman ruling that we're not talking about. It was like McManaman's contract's running up. Madrid are sniffing shit.
That's what it is. Exactly. You know what I mean? He created that. I think. No. He didn't create that. I mean, he created that. Because it started there, didn't it? And then Real Madrid, I just had this Real Madrid, and well, it's gone on for years since. Yeah. Well, there always seems to be a year in football where Real Madrid or Barcelona are trying to nick a young English prodigy. And it stuck with that. Michael Owen, fucking knobhead.
Well, Jonathan Woodgate.
There you go, Jonathan Woodgate.
That fucking work. I always remember Jonathan Woodgate's debut. Own goal and a sending off. What a debut.
Yeah.
So let's move on then.
Great centre half, though.
Let's move on to some centre midfielders. Who have you got in banging the centre of the three? Who's in the centre?
Ooh, see, well, this is the thing. Is I've got my two central midfielders, and then I've got the one playing just behind the front two. So
let's go with the central midfielders first, then. Let's go with them because I've got two of them as well. I'm
going to give you the Dutch legend, Mr. Cool himself, Edgar Davids.
Edgar Davids, what a player! What a player! Even when he played for Spurs, what a player!
Awesome, mate. Awesome. Mobile. He was one of them players that he fit into every bracket of a midfielder. He was a box to box.
Yeah.
He was fantastic defensively. He could create an opportunity. He was just so good to watch. I mean, and like I say, it's another one of them. Ajax.
Well, look at the partnership. Look at the partnership in Holland with him and Seedorf.
Exactly.
It's something else. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Him and Seedorf were like two peas of the same pod. Where I always compare it on the Gerrard Lampard situation of the 2000s. They can't play together because they're both the same player. Well, they can because one sits back until the other one does the stuff. Then we switch. Because that's what Seedorf and Davids did for years.
Exactly. Years. I mean, I just enjoyed every bit of him, to be honest. I mean, and I say it was again. It falls into that Ajax, AC Milan. He went to Juventus. He played for Barcelona. Then he went back and played for Inter. Do you know what I mean? He went back to his boyhood club of Ajax. Then came to the Premier League and played for Crystal Palace for a bit, and then went to Barnet.
Well, played for for Tottenham before Palace.
Yeah. 2000. I think it was 2005.
4, 5, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. But I mean, again, he's one of them players that's just been around ages.
Yeah.
He won me over. I mean, do you know what? I thought he was cool because he wore glasses to start.
He did. He made it cool.
Because of his eyes, he had that eye condition, didn't he?
It was it something with colours?
Yeah.
So it was colours where he only saw like 2 or 3 colours.
Yeah.
So the eyes corrected it, or he won't be able to work out like what's the pitch and what's not the pitch and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is a cool achievement in himself to say that he could overcome that adversity to get to the point of playing professional world-class football.
Exactly. But again, he's one of them players, man. He just fell in love with him.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it was you fell in love with him, or obviously it helped the fact that I like Ajax, I like AC Milan.
Well, it was playing as part of that Dutch sexy football total 90s.
Exactly.
Team, wasn't it?
You know what I mean?
Everyone fell in love with Holland because of the total football.
But it just helped the fact that just the type of football that he was. You know what I mean? He's just defensive.
Yeah.
He was cement. He's just stuck.
Yeah.
What a player.
Well, for me, before we move on to Zidane, because it's obvious that Zidane's in my midfield, Paul Scholes. Now, I know obviously you being a Red, I don't know where you land on, where you stand on Paul Scholes.
No. It's just say it doesn't matter with me whether he's thinking.
For me, it was a toss up between Scholes and Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think 2 peas of the same pod. I think very much I would have loved to have seen Paul Scholes and Gaza play together. Love to. But I think Paul Scholes, he was just one of them, and he proved it. And he proved it the other week when he played in Michael Carrick's testimonial, when he picked out Rooney from about 35 yards. It was just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. One of the, if not the greatest centre midfielder that I've seen in my generation. It's just everything about him. His attacking play, his break-up play. His tackling was suspect. 99%
questionable.
99% of the time, his tackling was very suspect, and you saw it was like Paul Scholes. You could see that look in his eye, and he'd be like, "No, Paul, don't! Oh, you booked! You booked! Oh, you sent off!"
But no, I like that. That's, do you know what?
Tenacity. He had the tenacity.
I loved him. I wasn't one of these Liverpool fans that went, "Oh, you fucking ginger prick." Do you know what I mean? No, I liked him. He represented what I miss in football. He had that, like you said, tenacity. He had that aggression, the will to win. And I love listening to him talk, because he's not about, I play for Manchester United, so I'm going to kiss their asses. Nah, man, he says what he thinks. I've listened to interviews where Paul Scholes has been censored off TV and beeped because he's called them shit.
He's very much like what I enjoy Roy Keane's commentary. Roy Keane's
exactly.
Because Roy Keane don't be about. Obviously, he didn't leave Man U in the greatest circumstances, but Roy Keane, he's very much like Gary Neville slowly turning into. Because it's took Gary Neville a while to get over the I like Man U because I'm Man U through and through.
Mm-hmm.
But you listen to Gary Neville in the last couple of seasons when he does Monday Night Football, especially him and Carragher, and they are like, Carragher's always been honest. Carragher, obviously, is Carragher's Liverpool, isn't he? But I know, is it one of them that's Everton fan? Is it Fowler?
Both of them are. Carragher's Everton.
Yeah, Carragher's Everton.
Yeah, Carragher, Fowler.
He's always kind of been open and honest that Liverpool's not his one love. But Carragher's always been a great football pundit from the point of, he'll be honest, where Neville, it's took him a while. But with Paul Scholes, he's from that mind frame of, again, I think his tenacity on the pitch and his tenacity when it comes to analysis, a lot of that comes down to working next to Roy Keane.
Yeah.
I firmly believe it does. I firmly believe, because Roy Keane's that type of guy, I can firmly believe back in training years ago when you've got Roy Keane, who's come from Nottingham Forest. He's built a decent reputation at Nottingham Forest. He's signed for Man U. He's going to be the new enforcer in Man U. And they bring him through all these kids. I can guarantee your Dennis Irwins, your Pallisters, your Bruces, your Keanes would have had 4 fucking hard tacklers. And I can imagine that they had so much influence in your Scholeses and your Giggses and your Nevilles and your Butts. Yeah. Well, even Paul Parker, another one that was a veteran at the time when all these youngsters were coming through. And Paul Scholes was one that he not only came through, he burst onto. He was like Ryan Giggs. He burst onto the scene and stayed
Class
there.
Class of '96, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Class of '92.
92, yeah. How many of them was there? Was one, two, three.
Well, the class itself, you had the ones that made the name. So you had the Nevilles, you had Butt, Beckham, and Giggs. But then you also had like Michael Clegg,
Robbie Savage.
Yeah. I think Keith Gillespie was one of them.
Keith Gillespie was one, yeah. Keith Gillespie was one.
I know Dion Dublin was, but he wasn't the 92. I think it was a year or so before.
Yeah.
But I know Dion Dublin played for Man U through their academy. But they had their academy, and it's one of them weird things. I just think they felt lucky with their academy, because if you look at the players that have come out of the United Academy since then, it
doesn't work, does it? But it doesn't work because the manager's a tit.
Well,
that's the thing is now is football isn't driven by building a policy anymore. It takes a certain special person to acknowledge that. I firmly believe we probably got one of the best managers in the Premier League for youth talent. It could also hinder us in the long run. We're not wanting to have the balls to spend that extra bit of money.
So who's on? So it's your turn again now. So who have we had from you centre midfield so far?
I've had Davids.
That's it. Remind me. So who's playing alongside Davids?
My man, Stevie G.
Steven
Gerrard. Oh, wow. What a player. I ain't just put him in because he's a Liverpool. I mean, you only have to look at my team.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't just put him in because he's a Liverpool player. I put him in because he deserves every bit of the recognition. And to be honest with you, he's underachieved.
Oh, yeah.
By any standard of a player you would call world class. There's not a football fan in the world that can say Steven Gerrard isn't world class.
Oh, no.
Should he have left us?
Yes.
I believe so.
He should have gone.
I didn't want him to go to Chelsea. I wanted him to go somewhere else. Not because it was Chelsea or because it was a Premier League club, because I didn't think Chelsea deserved him. I'd have loved to have seen him in a Barca shirt. I would have loved to have seen him in a Real Madrid shirt. I would have loved to have seen him in a Juventus or AC Milan shirt. I really, really would.
Well,
to me, Chelsea didn't deserve him.
Well, I would have liked to have seen him play at Chelsea, purely for double-edged. One, because I think it would have helped England dramatically, because Mourinho would have made them play together. Because I think Mourinho would have played some form of 4-3-3 and having Makelele as the holder and have Lampard and Gerrard, and then Cole and Malouda or whoever, Duff. And then
I don't believe the fact that everyone still says Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard can't play. I don't believe that. I really don't believe that. I think the issue with England was the fact that the other team couldn't play with two playmakers.
Yeah.
And I think the managers that managed England they had no idea how to utilise the pair of them.
Well,
they were both feeding for the same ball constantly. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. Look what they say. Like when they call what they called the Makelele position, which I think now is more the Kante position.
Yeah.
Mourinho was the first one to play that style of football where he had a centre midfielder was basically played in the centre circle and didn't move from the centre circle. But if you look at all the England managers around this period of time, Sven was obviously our first foreign manager, but Sven still played 4-4-2 or he played a diamond formation. So you had someone like a Nicky Butt or someone like or Owen Hargreaves trying to play in that Makelele position. But I firmly believe we could have gone that 4-3-3 and had Owen Hargreaves or someone like that.
Yeah, I firmly believe that.
Gerrard and Lampard in front of him, and then had two wingers up front with three up top, and then an Owen or whoever up on the top. But England managers love playing with two strikers.
Yeah.
So you play with two strikers. You've got to drop out one of them midfielders.
100%.
So my other centre midfielder.
Don't keep me waiting. Who's yours?
Zinedine Zidane, obviously.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Zizou? Never.
I've got Zizi in centre midfield.
Never.
So my midfield is Beckham on one side, Figo on the other, Zidane and Scholes in midfield. And Zidane, what more needs to be said about Zizi? Phenomenal player, phenomenal manager. He's only lost once, has he? Twice since he's been in charge of Real Madrid?
Once.
I know obviously he's playing with some wonderful...
Once. And I even started reading halfway through the fucking season possibility of Zidane getting replaced. I was like, what? But mind you, it is Real Madrid.
Well, that's it. And it's all down to the president, isn't it? But with Zidane as a player, what more can be said about him? Obviously, you've got the famous Champions League final goal in 2001, I believe it was. But just everything he did as a player, wherever he played, he was the man. He tarnished his reputation a little bit with what happened in the World Cup final with Materazzi in 2006, but eliminate that and you've got the finest in his position, the finest centre midfielder, attacking midfielder, whatever you want to call him, that's probably ever played, ever.
Yeah, he was something else, wasn't he? He was something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, he makes you smile, doesn't he? I mean, to be honest with you, he made me smile when he stuck the fucking noggin on Materazzi.
Yeah.
Because I just thought, yes, give it him, lad, give it him.
I love how it must have gone through his head, though. He must like, well, I'm not headbutting him in his face because I might get done.
That's going to hurt.
I'll headbutt him in his chest.
But what an headbutt it was, you know what I mean?
So let's move on to forward players then. I guess you've got an attacking midfielder and two strikers. Mm-hmm. So who's your attacking midfielder?
Oh, this was hard. This was so hard because it was only between three players. But I've gone with Paul Gascoigne.
Oh, yeah.
And do you know what I mean? Say no more.
Yeah.
Gaza, you know what I mean? The Geordie man that started his career, went to Newcastle, left Newcastle, went to Spurs to Lazio to Rangers to where did he go after Rangers?
Everton.
Then Everton to Middlesbrough, wasn't it? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Well, I fell in love with the man. Is happy-go-lucky.
He just didn't give a fuck, did he?
He was so happy, and I
was
think
just a lad. He was a lad that loved playing his football.
But he's what a fucking footballer. That he epitomised it. He epitomised football, and he made football look so. He was to me. He made me want to do skills.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But he what to look at. He wasn't. He didn't look the fittest of footballers.
Oh no!
Do you know what I mean? He carried the weight.
Everything about Gaza said that he should work in a factory.
But he could fucking run.
Yeah. And he's passion.
He could run.
He's passion. I know obviously there's the famous when he was crying in the World Cup semi-final, but that is pure fucking passion.
That's passion, yeah. And I mean that famous goal against Scotland.
Oh.
I'll never forget it. Like I'll never forget it. The way he just done Colin Hendry.
Colin Hendry look like Sunday League.
And Colin Hendry was a good freaking centre half.
He made him look like Sunday League.
But he absolutely annihilated him, didn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I can't. Like I say, it was between two people.
Yeah.
It was between two people. Well, three people, but really it was between two. But it was so hard. And it's like you say, I've left him out the starting lineup, but he's on my bench.
He's on my bench.
And what?
Yeah.
what player like Zidane deserves to sit on my bench? He doesn't deserve to sit on my bench. But no, Paul Gascoigne.
Yeah.
Paul Gascoigne. It had to be. It couldn't be anyone else.
So let's move on then to the bread and butter of the teams, the strikers. Throw it out to you first, Dave. Who's what have we got? Have we got a 9 and a 10 role?
To be honest with you, yeah, you could say that. You could say that, but you could also state that they're both a number 9.
Yeah, I've got 2 number 9s.
You know what I mean? You could argue it either way, like. So I'll give you number 1.
Go on then.
Jurgen Klinsmann.
Oh, absolute talent.
Jurgen Klinsmann. I just look at it.
For me though, Klinsmann never reached the heights that he should have.
No. I think he could have done with moving to the Premier League earlier.
Well, that's it. He came when he was late anyway. And then, don't get me wrong, when he was at Spurs, he was phenomenal. And obviously, then he went away, and then he came back to Spurs, and he was just as good when he came back like 2 or 3 years later.
Yeah.
But I think if we would have seen 25-year-old Jurgen Klinsmann in Premier League, that would have been something amazing.
I just think he was just gifted, wasn't he? He was natural.
He was an old-fashioned centre forward. He knew where back at net.
Yeah.
There were no airs and graces about him. He was just he was a striker.
That's exactly what he was.
Like the Alan Shearer mould. Do you know what I mean?
He was a box man, wasn't he? He was a box man. Wasn't about fucking spectacular freaking goals. or nothing like that. But he was gifted.
Yeah.
It was his ability to run with a ball that I liked. Do you know what I mean? The guy could create an opportunity for himself, but create many for others.
Yeah.
And it was the way he used to just move. It was his movement in the box.
Well,
Shearer was like Shearer. Do you know what? What if you watch Shearer and you watch Klinsmann? There's not a lot that separates them.
No.
There just isn't. They're so similar. Shearer was nearly there for me. Shearer was nearly there. You know what I mean? If you're gonna pick a striker, you're gonna pick a goal scorer, aren't you?
Yeah.
And there wasn't many better.
No, like I said, out and out. We live in, unfortunately, we live in that era now where out and out number 9s don't exist.
Oh, they don't. No, they don't. They're manufactured.
Yeah, but they're
manufactured.
The era of your Klinsmans, there was, well, just look at England alone. The strikers, you had strikers like Andy Cole and Robbie Fowler who couldn't get in the setup because
mental, wasn't it? Absolutely, yeah.
Sheringham, then you had Letitia.
Exactly.
Do you know, there was so many quality English strikers.
I always used to say that when I used to look at England. Even when you go back and you look at England now, England national team, even from defence all the way through to midfield to strikers, players that had absolute that caliber.
Yeah.
Of you know what I mean? You said, "Fuck it, he's awesome. He's shit hot." Do you know what I mean? Players like Steve Bruce.
Yeah.
Steve Bruce never had a fucking. Do you know what I mean? Never had a cap.
Yeah.
I was a player like Steve Bruce not get a cap for England.
Chris Sutton.
I know. David Batty to me should have been used a lot more than what he was.
Yeah.
You know, Darren Anderton. I love Darren Anderton.
His knees were out of polystyrene.
He was just a sick note, wasn't he? He was just a sick note, wasn't he? There's absolutely loads of players. Nigel Winterburn.
Yeah. Well, Lee Dixon only played.
Exactly, Lee Dixon.
For England in early 90s.
You know, only fringe players. They were only fringe players. Players that had like one, two, three, possibly handful of caps.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but if you look at the pedigree of today, that's why you ask the questions, because you're like, fucking hell, he ain't good enough.
No.
He ain't good enough. There's not a patch on the players of yesterday.
Well, look, if we're going with, obviously we're on Klinsmann. If we look at Klinsmann's era, so you've got your Shearers, your Sheringhams. Look at that in comparison to the England strikers in the setup today. If your Vardys, Vardys, your Welbecks.
Not a patch.
No, not
the only one. The only one that I will say that comes anywhere close to him, and he's banging at his Kane. The way I look at Harry Kane, I'm like, fucking hell.
I don't know.
He's good.
Harry Kane. He's good. But there's just something, I don't look at Harry Kane and think that he's going to lead England to any victory.
No, I don't look at anyone that's going to, mate. I really don't, because I think the thing is, you know, that youth team won the other week. You know what I mean? And I watched every single game of that youth tournament, and it's weird because even looking at that, right, and you watch the talent coming through from the bottom all the way to the top. I still don't see anything bringing England to that. Do you know what I mean? Never again.
I've always been a firm believer of. I believe that football's evolved and English football hasn't.
Yeah. The country that gave the world football.
From that being a coaching level, from being Sunday League grassroots level, I just feel, because we live in the eras of the European style of football, whether that be the formations, the tactics, the strategy. It's a European style, and I just don't believe that England, as a coaching nation, has been able to evolve. That's why a lot of clubs now, they're bringing in foreign like technical coaches and
foreign technical coaches, because they know more.
Yeah, it's like they don't teach this sort of stuff when you're in coaching school. And it's just, I think, like that's why I look at the 4-4-2. England was synonymous with 4-4-2 for years and years and years. And if you play a 4-4-2 formation now at any level, you get laughed at. Yeah.
No, you do. The old school formation.
Yeah, it's old school. And England, like I said, England as a nation, I don't believe that we've evolved. That's why, going back to what I said a bit ago about with Klinsmann, he was an old-fashioned centre half. And for me, the last old-fashioned centre half that I ever saw wear an England shirt was James Beattie.
Wow.
And that's going back some years.
Yeah. James Beattie was a good striker.
When Beattie were banging him in, when he were banging him in for fun at Southampton, and he gets touted as being like the new Alan Shearer, and you looked at him and you thought, yeah, because he's got that build.
Yeah.
He's that style of footballer. Because he was a traditional, old-fashioned centre forward. Now you get since then you've had like your Wayne Rooney's of the world. Who are they a striker? Or do they play the Paul Scholes role?
I don't know what Rooney is.
I don't think Rooney ever knew what he was as a position.
No.
Andy Carroll, he's not a traditional centre half. Danny Welbeck, he's fucking diabolical in my opinion.
Rashford.
Too much too soon again.
I'm not going to have a dig at Rashford.
I'm not knocking him. But
I think the thing with Rashford is I don't think his manager believes in him as much as his manager says he does.
No.
You know, Jose Mourinho is one of the biggest bully bullshitters.
Yeah.
In football. Big's a player at 1 minute, and then he's gone the next.
Well,
have a look at Dominic Solanke that's just signed for Liverpool. Have a look at the press conference he did on him.
Yeah, well, look at his policy with last season when he was at Chelsea when he sent out fucking 40-odd players on loan.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's not wanting to work and develop.
The guys are fucking idiots. And anyone that says that Jose Mourinho is I hear a lot of people talk about his CV and how much he's won. He's inherited teams.
Yeah.
He's inherited teams. He's only ever built one team in his fucking footballing career.
And that was Porto.
And that was Chelsea.
Well, I'd say Porto. He probably built Porto to an extent.
Possibly. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But I would say Chelsea. But he had money to do it. He went to Inter Milan. You know what I mean? Inherited a good bunch of players.
Inter Milan
yes, he added to it.
They were ready-made, Inter Milan.
Do you know what I mean? And then he goes to Real Madrid. Jesus Christ, every manager that's ever been to Real Madrid has inherited a decent team.
I think the
guy has never built anything.
Mourinho's biggest task at minute is probably Man United, because I always said that I didn't want to be the manager after Ferguson. I always said I wanted to be the manager after Ferguson. Well, Van Gaal didn't do a cracking job either. But I think it's the thing with Man United, they're in that period.
Better job than Mourinho if you look at the statistics.
Oh, no, definitely. Well, David Moyes didn't do a bad job if you look at his statistics.
No.
He was just a boring manager, and he was never the fans' choice.
It was the name. Yeah, his name didn't fit.
It was never the fans' choice. And to be fair, if I was a Man U fan, all you've known, like if I was a Man United, I was born in 1985. So if I was a Man U fan, all I would have known was success. Since like 1988.
Exactly.
All you know is success. So you are used to that success. So you can understand the pressure that these managers get put on straight away. But what didn't help David Moyes is that he wasn't that much of a name in world football. Everyone knew who we were in England, and everyone knew who we were in Scotland. But in world football, when he went out and tried to sign Thiago, and Thiago was like, I'm not going to play for Moyes. He went to try and sign Fabregas. I'm not going to play for Moyes.
Exactly. But that shit was going public, wasn't it?
Yeah. But if that were Ferguson,
seeing how much of a little guy he was.
Yeah. If that were Ferguson and Duncan Edwards, they would have got Fabregas or Thiago.
Yeah. Of course they would have.
David Moyes was David fucking Moyes. Who's David Moyes? Oh, I know David Moyes. He played Cahill and Fellaini as his strikers at Everton.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's no attacking flair about. David Moyes played 4-6. That was his position. That was his formation.
4-6.
He played 4-6. He had one striker for about 3 years in Victor Anichebe, and he was diabolical. And then he fucking took him to Sunderland.
Yeah.
But David Moyes was a defensively minded manager. We've got so off topic.
I like this. So this is what we're doing for.
David Moyes was so defensively minded, and then obviously they brought Van Gaal, and Van Gaal was the name. Van Gaal was this big name in Dutch football, big name in German football. But Van Gaal was picking up the pieces of still the Ferguson. What never helped Fergie, and I always fully believe, that Fergie said to himself, I'm retiring this year because I ain't got the strength to build this team back up.
No, he knew it was dead. He knew it was dying. Yeah, of course he did.
Ferdinand went, Evra went, Vidic went, Giggs went, Scholes went. Do you know what I mean? And he had to get Scholes back. He said, I need you to come back.
Yeah, exactly. Paul Scholes had retired. Yeah. And Ferguson had realised, oh, fucking hell. I ain't got no one good enough here.
That's the thing, though. If you look, and I always say about Ferguson, everyone, and don't get me wrong, I do class Ferguson as one of the greatest managers in domestic football, if not the greatest, with what he's won, his accolades. But his transfer policy, Alex Ferguson's one of the worst fucking transfer minds in world football. For every, like Beckham, he fell lucky with Van Nistelrooy. But obviously, he wanted to sign Van Nistelrooy 18 months before he did because they got his cruciate ligaments and that, didn't he?
Yeah.
But he fell lucky with Van Nistelrooy, and a couple of others. He fell very lucky with Cantona because Howard Wilkinson made the biggest mistake ever not signing Cantona for Wednesday. Was it Wilkinson at the time, I think? Yeah, I think it might have been. Either him or Francis.
I think it was Wilkinson.
Yeah.
I think it was Wilkinson. Yeah,
but
I think
obviously
it was.
made a big mistake not signing Cantona. So he fell lucky with Cantona. But if you think at the core of Alex Ferguson's team, Neville, Schmeichel. Obviously, Schmeichel he bought young, and Schmeichel were nobody near enough. Copenhagen, nobody when he signed him, really. But your Beckhams, your Scholes's, your Butts, your Nevilles, your Giggs, that was handed to him through the academy. Granted, he had to work with these players and develop them, but Ryan Giggs burst onto the scene as a 16-year-old. But he felt lucky. But if you look at on the flip side, with players that he's signed over the years, Kleberson, David Bellion, Jemba, Massimo Taibbi, fucking the list goes. Well, Mikel Silvestre, for me, I thought he was shite. The list goes on and on and on and on of these terrible signings that Ferguson made, and he felt lucky. But obviously, when you lose, like he felt lucky with Evra and Vidic. They turned into two phenomenal players underneath Alex Ferguson. And he felt lucky with having this squad. And then as it started to disband, when he brought in Van Persie was a cracking move. Because Van Persie, it only took him what felt like 25 years to finally hit his peak and have an injury-free season. At an injury-free season, you'll get 30 goals out of him.
Yeah,
and
you would.
Did that, and he won him the title. But then he looked around that team and saw the players that you had, your Ji-Sung Parks, your Darren Fletchers. These aren't nowhere near the levels of your Paul Scholes and your Nicky Butts. And I honestly firmly believe that Ferguson looked at this team and thought, nah, I'm done. I can't. This could take me bloody years to rebuild this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the advantage you've got when you get a group of 6 players that all come through from youth level, they've all played together. So you've kind of got 50% of a ready-made squad. You just need to mature them. And that's all they need to do. They just needed maturing. And Ferguson, one of the best for man management. I know we said earlier about it's Ferguson's way or the highway, but that's how you learn to respect Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
And that's why you wanted to play for him, because he treated you like a child, but he treated you like one of his children. And if you went out of line, he'd discipline you like he'd discipline his children. Oh, fuck
yeah. Yeah, of course he was.
You learned to respect him, but then you've had the David Moyes era, the Van Gaal era, we're now on the Mourinho era, and you look at that state of that Man U team, and there's like Van Gaal didn't help himself by not signing world class. Like Di Maria, but Di Maria was very much like Ozil when Arsenal signed him. You're buying Real Madrid's worst player.
I never rated Di Maria. I thought he always looked lazy.
But he was all right. But he was all right. Do you know what I mean? But if you're going to buy a Man U player and make an impact, you buy a Benzema.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously, Ronaldo and Bale and that are out of there. Or you go for Modric.
I see. That's my wet dream there
for
Liverpool.
But you go for somebody like that. You don't go for a Di Maria and then back it up with Marcus Rojo, who was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
The fucking
He was bought off 2 fucking good performances.
Yeah.
At the fucking World Cup.
And then that's
what he was bought for.
They brought in the kid from Southampton, the left back. What's his name? Luke
Shaw.
Who
hasn't been used properly at all.
I think he's overrated. I think he's so overrated. I just think he was part of this brilliant Southampton team that got ripped apart by your fuckers. Have you seen that he's been fired this morning?
Who?
Southampton gaffer.
Has he gone now?
Yeah, he's gone this morning, yeah. Carlos Puel.
Fucking hell.
He's gone this morning. Breaking news, fans.
Breaking news, fans, boys.
I honestly believe that Luke Shaw, just because he was part like Nathaniel Klein, is one of the greatest fullbacks in this country at the minute, I think. And I'm a big fan of Nathaniel Klein. But then I think Luke Shaw was kind of looked at in the same mantra as Nathaniel Klein. He's a fullback, he's playing for this wicked Southampton team, he must be good. And the amount of money they spent on him as well, and look at him, there's something, he's going to ruin his career before he gets off the ground, because it doesn't look like that he's focused on his fitness.
Yeah.
He's letting himself get overweight all the time.
Yeah.
And hopefully he comes good for national and at club level. Hopefully he does come good. But he's one that I raised my eyebrows when he brought him in, because I think you need to make an impact. You've just picked it up off David Moyes. You're Louis van Gaal. I'd be going out for the Mats Hummels of the world, not the Marcos Rojos.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Mourinho tried to do with Man U, and go out and sign Pogba and bring in Zlatan, because it did bring the fans, because they are superstars.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know Pogba, for all his doubters and his faults, but I watched England against France over there, and Pogba bossed it. Absolutely bossed it. I think, but Pogba's still young. I watched when Sheffield United got through to the Youth Cup final against Man U a few years back.
Yeah.
Man U had Ravel Morrison, they had Paul Pogba, they had the Keane brothers. And this Paul Pogba kid, I was like, I fucking like look at this kid. He's only 16, but I like look at this kid. He's got something about him. Because he's like nearly fucking 30 foot tall as well. That helps. He's he's a tank. And he's the more and more I watch Pogba, the more I see a young Yaya Toure.
Do you really? Do you rate him? I think he's shit.
The more I watch Pogba, the more I watch him, the more he's impressing me. Because I didn't watch much of him.
Really? I don't get it, you know. I don't know whether it's I don't get it because
I don't get the valuation.
It's all, I think a lot of it I concentrate on at the fees fucking baffled. Yeah. Baffles me. Where someone comes up with a valuation or something like that for a guy that really has achieved nothing.
Well, he's had 2 good years at Juventus. 3
and
good
that's
years
it.
At Juventus.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? But again, this is why we talk about this podcast, and this is what we say. It's opinions. But at the end of the day, I look at that, and I think the fee, how much of that fee is paid for his ability, and then how much he's paid for what he's going to make you in sales, marketing.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean? And that's it.
Pogba, right? He came out. I can never get his name right. The Sky Sports Spanish guy, Guillem
Balaguer.
Yeah, that's the one. He come out last year when they signed him and went, Man U, they've not only bought what potentially could be a phenomenal world-class player, they've also bought a marketer's wet dream.
Yeah, that's it.
Look at him.
It's marketing.
He's all over. Like, he's even got his own fucking little emoji as Pogba. Yeah. It proves how Pogba's marketing is that big that he's got a simple fucking head
and the thing
to
is,
the crook of an elbow move.
And the thing is, what the kids find cool.
Exactly. Look at his haircuts.
I mean, my son come home. My son come home, and he's a Liverpool fan. And my son come home to me and he said, "Dad, I love Pogba." I went, "Get the fuck out of my house." It is, but it is. It's marketing. It's marketing. Football now is football. I would say is 60% football, 40% of what you can do for us.
I'd probably switch
right?
it. I'd probably say 40% football, 60%.
It could be, yeah. Again, do you know what I mean? It is that kind of deal. Real Madrid didn't spend stupid amounts of money on players because they could play football. It's what you can do for us.
Yeah.
Can he sell this many shirts? Can he make us a shit ton of money? Beckham with 23. That number was marketed at LA Galaxy.
I was just exactly going to say that. Look, there was the whole fuss about the Galaxy deal that he was getting paid hundreds of millions of pounds over a year and all that. But how many shirts, like LA Galaxy, the Home Depot...
I bought one.
The Home Depot Arena, which I think is still a fucking phenomenal name for a football ground.
Yeah.
That only holds like 3,000-4,000 people.
Uh-huh.
But when Beckham moved to Galaxy, they sold... did you say, have you not got a Galaxy shirt with the Beckham on? Did you?
I've got one. I've got it.
I thought we'd mentioned that before. They sold like 300,000 LA Galaxy Beckham shirts.
Yeah.
In the first.
There you go. He paid for the deal.
Paid for the fucking team.
That's what I'm saying. It is. It's marketing. You've got to be prepared as owners these days. And this is the weakness in my club. You've got to be prepared to fucking empty your pockets and put your money where your mouth is. You don't get into this business of football and back a club like Liverpool Football Club or any other club where the where the fans are passionate.
Yeah.
Fans, you can't go from where we were, in 2005 under Rafa Benitez, right? We didn't have a fantastic football team. We didn't have superstars. We had fucking Jimmy Traore. Do you know what I mean? We had Igor Bishkan. We had Vladimir Smitas. But then you can look at the players that we've signed. Granted, Luis Garcia wasn't a household name.
Really,
Fernando Torres was a fucking icon coming through, and we snapped him up. Fernando Morientes, we signed him. Yari Litmanen, we signed him. The list is long and fucking endless. You can't.
What a player!
Exactly. You can't continue to buy players, but then again, I stand by it and I say, what this term world class is used too often, and it's kind of sweated too much in football. A world class player could be signed tomorrow. Paul Pogba, 86 million, as far as I'm concerned. That I would say for 86 fucking million, he's flopped.
Yeah, but do we live in an era? Do we live in an era though where The transfer fee dictates your level of class.
That's exactly what I was about to say. You know, this money is thrown around too easy. You know, and agents have that certain amount of power. You know, and then you have weak-minded people that sign these players. Not so much managers anymore. I don't believe managers have any power over signing players anymore.
Oh, no, not at all.
Jose Mourinho left Chelsea first time round because he had no power. Because Roman Abramovich went and signed a player that I still have no idea why Mourinho said he didn't want him in Andriy Shevchenko. Granted, it didn't work out for Shevchenko.
Well, look at Keegan.
But why would you say I don't want a player like Andriy Shevchenko?
Look at Keegan at Newcastle. Keegan always he says about the I think it was Jonas Gutierrez. Because obviously when Keegan got brought into Newcastle again, you had Mike Ashley, you had Dennis Wise, and there was that other that was basically in charge of bringing players that they wanted in. And Keegan turned up for training one day and basically approached, I'm sure it was Gutierrez, and basically like, who are you? I'm your new player boss.
Oh, shit.
Do you know what I mean? And that you can see why he went into the dress. He went into.
It is. It's some people. I think I'd say people are more afraid of signing unknown names. You know what I mean? And I find that they're quite disrespectful, in all honesty, because
we live in the era, though. We live in the era of instant success.
Exactly.
You can't build, like we were discussing a bit ago about Ferguson. You can't build. No manager in the whole, even at lower level, no manager's given an opportunity and a chance.
I always say FIFA football has got too much to answer for.
Yeah.
Because it's like I hear it. I go on the forums. You know what I mean? The Liverpool forums, and I constantly read the same fucking shit, and it winds me up. Marco Reus, sign Marco Reus. Why do you want fucking Marco Reus?
He's shite on FIFA.
Why do you want Marco fucking Reus? Marco Reus. What's Marco Reus done in football?
Yeah.
He plays for Borussia Dortmund. He plays for the second or third best fucking team in German football. You know what I mean? Why do you want a player that plays for the second or third best? Why not? Why can't we just go out and fucking sign fucking, I don't know,
Muller.
fucking exactly. Why can't I just? Do you know what? If you're gonna get Marco Reus, I'll go get Riyad Mahrez. He won the Premier League last year. He's done fuck all this year.
Yeah. Oh, Mahrez is Mahrez is one that needs to go in this summer.
But that is the argument, isn't it? We're signing a player just because his name looks fucking good on fucking FIFA.
That's it.
This is the majority of football fans now. They don't watch football like me or you watch football, or identify football, or be able to go back fucking 10, 20, 30 fucking years because of our age. To me, if you're a football fan, you should still know your fucking history, or be able to fucking relate to a conversation if you're having it with me or you.
No,
you know, if I'm going to talk to you about fucking Aristo Stoichkov or fucking Yuri Lechkov, you're going to go, who the fuck's that? Yeah. You're going to get a slap in the ear. You know, fucking Robert Prosnecki's fucking, I mean, there's a million fucking football fans that wouldn't even know who the fucking hell that was.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's just how these agents are marketed. Anyway, fucking hell, we go, whoa! See, this is why we do this, people that are listening. This is why we do it. We go off the fucking topic.
Okay, let's move on to some strikers. Let's
Jurgen Klinsmann, that's why Jurgen Klinsmann.
Jurgen Klinsmann just got us on a right rant then.
Jurgen Klinsmann marketed it himself.
So, leading the front line for Dave's All-Star 11, the one and only, the original Brazilian maestro himself. And at 40-odd-year-old, and at about 84 stone, he still proved it last week in the Real Madrid Legends game. Form's temporary, class is permanent. Ronaldo.
Wow. I was gobsmacked when I watched him, you know.
The man. The size of him. And he was dancing through that defence.
Yeah. You don't lose it in your feet, do you?
No. Well, you don't lose it in your head either, I don't think.
No.
Like I showed it the missus. Because the missus, she's heard of, because my missus started watching football around 2002. She'd heard of the original Ronaldo, but never really seen him. So I showed her some clips on YouTube. And I showed her the famous Ronaldo hat-trick, one with the left, one with the right, one with the head. And then I showed her the Legends game last week. And I was like, see that fat bloke there? And she went, yeah. He goes, that's Ronaldo. She went, what? I went, yeah, he's a bit of a gastro problem. He can't keep it off. And once he retired, he thought, fuck it. I'm a fat man in a small man's body. I'm just putting weight on. But he still proved it. He was dancing through Roma's. Granted, it was a Legends game, but it was dancing through. And it always take back to France '98 final. I always remember Des Lynam with the little announcement at the start that they've got the team sheets and Ronaldo's not on the sheet. And I was like, what? This has like been the Ronaldo fucking tournament. What? And then it came out that he'd collapsed in the locker room and that. And then it came out half an hour later that he's now said, no, I'm okay, I'm fine, I can play. But from what I gather, he had some form of like epileptic fit.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't have played. He really shouldn't have played. Like it was the shadow of himself when he played. And France deservedly deserved to win that match. Not just for the Ronaldo aspect, the fact that France bossed it and Zidane proved like what we discussed about earlier, proved that he's one of the best.
Oh, they schooled him, didn't they?
But for me, Ronaldo, he managed to pick himself up, and then the next World Cup, he managed to not only win it, score 2 in the final against Germany, but he made that tournament his. That was the Ronaldo tournament in 2002. Just Ronaldo, that Brazilian team itself. Do you know what I mean? Go back a few years, the Romarios, Rivaldos, your Cafus, your Dungas, your Taffarels. The team was just amazing, and headed up by one of the great, if not the greatest striker who's ever lived, in my opinion. It's
hard, isn't it? It's hard not to, kind of pick him.
The absolute.
He is.
And still proved it the other week at 44-year-old and about 84 stone. The man. So, Dave, who's partnering Jurgen Klinsmann up front?
I think some people may be shocked by this one, but you see, many would say that he had a almost kind of not a tarnished career, but his career got put on the back foot, and it was saved by one Arsene Wenger. Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry.
Everyone's favorite left winger.
The first time I laid eyes on him, he was playing for Monaco, and he played against Manchester United in, I think it was a 1990, I think it could have been 798. Yeah, and I think he was playing with David Trezeguet.
Yeah.
Trezeguet was there as well. And I thought then this lad looks like he's freaking good player, this kid. And then he went to Juventus, and Juventus turned him into a left midfielder.
Mm.
And he just didn't look the same player.
He was just lost out on that wing.
He was a player with so much pace, but playing in one of the most defensively minded leagues in the world. And he was getting made to look weak.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He was just getting pushed off the ball and, bombarded. Italy were fucking ruthless then. It was ruthless, you know what I mean? You weren't going to be a flair type player coming into a league. You were going to get kicked up in the air.
Yeah.
And then Arsenal signed him, and the rest is history, innit?
Oh, well, that's
the rest is history. There's just you can't. Oh, very few people I have seen be able to pick up a ball in. Let's face it, the best league in the world. Best league in the world. It's just not. It's not. It's
nothing.
It's not an argument.
No.
It's fact.
Yeah.
It's a fact. Not very few people have been able to adapt to that style of play, the intensity, and make it look so easy. Ginola done it.
Yeah.
Perfection. You know what I mean? And he just came in, and it was his ability to pick the ball up anywhere across that centre line, whether it be left, whether it be right, whether it be in the centre. It was his ability to run down a wing, be able to cut inside and play that centre forwards role. Because let's not forget, when he signed for Arsenal, he wasn't signed as a striker.
No.
He was signed as a winger. But
it was the same idea.
He made himself into a number 9, a number 10, a number 11, a number 7.
Well, it's
exactly
what Wenger tried to do with Walcott.
Yeah.
He looked at what he did with Thierry and thought, I can do that with Theo.
Yeah.
And obviously it's different kettle of fish, different class of footballer, but yeah, Thierry Henry will. For me, it was always the game, I think it was against Leeds, where he scored, I think he scored a hat-trick in a 4-0 win or something, or maybe he scored 4 in a 5-0 win. And he ran the fucking defence ragged. He made Dominic Matteo look like Sunday League.
Yeah. But the thing is, he's such an intelligent guy as well, though.
Well,
I mean, even more so now. He's only just got into punditry.
I enjoy listening to him talk football.
Yeah, I do, and I think, fucking hell, you've only just retired, man.
Yeah. Well, it was only two years
granted,
ago. He retired at Red Bulls 3 years ago.
Yeah. And you bear in mind, he's learned from, Wenger takes some shit.
Well,
and like I said, Wenger's a good fucking manager.
I always say Henry, he got when he was at Arsenal, he had two perfect people to learn football from. One being Dennis Bergkamp, with learning how to put ball in back at net, and the other one being Tony Adams.
Tony Adams, exactly. I was going to say
Tony Adams had such an influence in Henry learning the English game.
Yeah.
I think Adams had such an influence in him. But because if you think with Henry as well, it did take him a couple of years to get into his stride.
Mm-hmm.
It took him a couple of years because if you think at the time when they had Henry, they still had Ian Wright. I think Ian Wright was just leaving when Henry came. You had Bergkamp, who was just in form. They'd got Anelka in as well. So you had these competitions for players. Canu was there as well, I believe.
Yeah.
So all these competitions. So Wenger just kind of worked with Henry for a couple of years and moved him gradually, slowly, moved him into number 9 role. And rest is history. You know what I mean? They signed Robin van Persie, who was this new Dennis Bergkamp, the next Dutch prospect on the market, and he couldn't even get a sniff. You know, they brought in Sylvain Wiltord, who'd done a cracking job at club level over in France. Couldn't get a sniff. No. Christopher Ray, when they brought him in, couldn't get a sniff.
No. And look at the freaking where Ray was coming from. Is it, you know what I mean? George Weah's freaking, was it George Weah's
nephew or something?
Nephew. Yeah. Wow. And then what a person to be fucking related to.
Then they brought in Louis Boa-Morte, and Louis Boa-Morte was never world class, but he'd get you 15, 20 goals a year, and he did it for Fulham, and he couldn't get a sniff. And you got all these players coming through at Arsenal, and Henry's just like, nope, and we play one up front, and that one is me.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's why he left Arsenal come the end. I think Wenger knew. You know what I mean?
Well, that was the thing. Though, when he left, I remember when he left, it's like he's going to Barcelona. It's like Barcelona at the time. They had Ronaldinho, they had Eto'o, they had Emerick Larsson. And I'm like, fuck. And you've got this little Messi kid that keeps coming on as a sub. I don't know if he's going to be any good. And you're like, fucking hell. Henry's now going to go and play with them.
Exactly. You just looked at him and you just thought, this lad just. Wenger, I think Wenger's got to take a lot. I think Wenger takes a lot of credit for it, and I think Wenger did, it justly. Well, because I think Wenger saved him. Wenger saved his career.
Yeah, and I don't believe that he would have gone back to Arsenal when he did in like 2013, 14, or wherever it was, if Wenger wasn't there.
No, I don't think so. And I think that's the thing. I think, sometimes you look at things, you think, these players, I mean, how long was he at Arsenal? 10 years?
Yeah, 98 till...
So 2010 he left?
Yeah, I'd say about 10 years.
2010,
yeah.
Must be around there.
That sounds about right.
So, I mean, and every year was fantastic. Every year was fantastic.
Yeah.
It just and then obviously when he left Arsenal, and then the stories of him started surfacing, and then he started speaking the truth about who his boyhood club was and who he wished he could have played for. And I was like, fuck off, Henry.
Yeah.
Fuck off. If you don't love Liverpool Football Club that much, you would have, you know what I mean?
You would have signed for us.
You would have, you know what I mean? You would have signed for us. Pretty much, I mean, it's just a joy to watch players like that. I mean, like I said, it's just every one of his goals was just...
That's it. With Henry, you never got a tap in from 2 yards.
No. I remember when he came back. To him on loan.
Oh, when he scored against Leeds in Cup.
I know, exactly. Yeah. And he scored on his first game back.
Outside the area.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I remember me missus. I think we were out one day. We were out having dinner, and she said to me, she said, "Why do you want to go back home early?" I said, "Arsenal are on." Fuck, do you want to watch Arsenal for? Because Henry's coming back. Yeah. And she said, "Do you want to go home just to watch football because Thierry Henry?" I said, "Yep." And that was it. The guy won me. Not so much in his Arsenal days won me over.
I think the Vavavoom advert helped him.
Oh, it was awesome, wasn't it? Vavavoom.
It gave him this.
It made me want to go out and buy a Renault.
Yeah, it kind of gave Thierry Henry this newfound sex appeal.
Yeah.
Because you got all these women that now knew Thierry Henry were because he sold Renaults. So
all even snail trails dragging their asses down the road.
Yeah. let's finish these starting 11s. For me, partnering Ronaldo. He's had a lot of experience. I say a lot of experience. He had a couple of years partnering Ronaldo. Finest striker to ever wear the England shirt. Burst onto the scene as a 17-year-old, but unfortunately, he's 99% of his game was his pace, and the minute his legs went, his game went. One Michael Owen.
Oh,
absolutely phenomenal. When his appearances in World Cup, like people always forget, like in World Cup '98, obviously everyone remembers his goal against Argentina, but his performance in the match against Romania was fucking outstanding. Outstanding. He had him run ragged, and this was the Romanian team, if you remember, that everybody had bleach blonde hair, so you didn't have a fucking clue anybody was. But yeah, he absolutely ran him ragged, and for me, it's the pinnacle of too much too soon, but not in the sense of like modern day where it's too much money. For Michael Owen, it was too many games in such a short period of time. He was, as soon as he burst onto the scene, he was playing 30, 40, 50 games a season. And when your only ability, well, not your only ability, your biggest attribute is your speed, because he didn't know skill. You'd never see Michael Owen do a step over or do a little a Rabona or anything. Michael Owen would fucking knock ball to one side and he'd run round you, and you'd have no hope of catching him.
That goal he scored against Arsenal.
Exactly. You'd have no hope of catching him.
No.
But the minute he first got his first leg injury, that were it. And then you saw this slow, steady decline of Michael Owen. It must, like, it hurt me, and I'm no connection to the club. It must have hurt every Liverpool fan when he signed for Man United.
I'm no comment.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? It must have hurt because
no comment. I mean, it pissed me off. But at the same time, he's got to go somewhere.
Oh no, of course.
He's got to go somewhere. At the end of the day, Liverpool had a deal. When he left Real Madrid, we could get first refusal on him. You know, we didn't sign him. He went to Newcastle.
I know he went to Newcastle, but did they get offered? Did Liverpool?
We turned it down. We didn't want him. Why would we want him?
Well, that's it. Yeah, but to say that though, on the flip, you did bring Fowler back when you probably didn't.
Fowler was a better player for me.
Well, Fowler's God, isn't he? In Liverpool fans' eyes.
I just think Owen, like you hit the nail on the head. His knees have deteriorated.
Yeah.
He was spending far too much time at Liverpool on treatment tables at a young age. Yeah. And we all know when you start picking up them sort of injuries at a young age,
they're with you for life.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And it was kind of like, are we going to get, enough out of this kid and then, be stuck with him and then literally get nothing? But it was but I think a lot of it made it easier for Liverpool to get rid of him was when he made it that famous comment, "I want to go somewhere and win trophies." How'd that go for you, Mike?
Yeah.
We know he won shit with United.
Yeah, he did win the title.
We know he won shit with United. Yeah. But I mean, the season he left Liverpool, we won the Champions League.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? It was good for both parties.
If I remember correctly, he won shit all at Real Madrid.
He won nothing. But the thing he did do, I think he made something like 26 appearances off a subs bench.
Yeah.
Scoring 22 goals. So I think a bad return.
Oh, no, it wasn't. That's it, right. That was what I've always said. Well, look at Michael Owen's record at Man U. Right?
Yeah.
I think it won in 2.4 games or something like that. He scored a goal.
It's not a bad return. The guy still scored goals.
At Newcastle, he scored, but he was never fit. After he reached about 26, he had I'd say he maybe had 10 good years. 10 good years. Probably 8 good years. And then that was it. Once his knees went, and obviously at Newcastle, he were, like what you said, he spent more time on treatment table than he did in first team. But for me, as a youngster as well, because me and Michael Owen are very similar in age. I always looked up to Michael Owen. I think he's about 3 years older than me, 4 years older than me. But I always looked up to Michael Owen and always kind of wanted to aspire. When I used to play football, I played left back.
Yeah.
I used to I'd take a mean corner. That was basically all I could do. I could defend, but I weren't very good. You wouldn't put me up front. If you put me up front, you'd have no hope. But I always kind of aspired to be like Michael Owen because I was always fast. So I was a fast player. So I always kind of looked at Michael Owen as, if you're going to be an attacker, that's how you play. You don't need flicks. Like when I used to play school, especially school Sunday league, well, school Saturday league, we had a couple of players in our team that were all tricks and flicks. All tricks and flicks. That was their game. With me, I just looked at it where if you've got speed and you can knock ball, if you can knock ball around somebody and you can run around the other way and he can't catch you, then it's got to work, and it worked for Michael Owen. And for me, that's why Michael Owen goes.
I was a centre back. I was a centre back, and
big lad though, aren't you, Dave? It's one of them.
I had the pleasure of playing against Michael Owen when he played for Harden. You know.
Run rings round
quick kid. He is quick, But it's like, you know what I mean? It's like I say, I mean, as quick as he is, he's as small as he is, you know. And that's the old. I'm old school centre half. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're gonna go past me, you've got to go around me.
Yeah. Well, obviously being a Sheffield United fan, we had Chris Morgan for many a year, and Chrissy Morgan, absolutely solid. I loved him when he was a captain. Because Chrissy Morgan, his mentality was, I want the ball and the man, and if I only get one, I'm not happy.
That's exactly how I used to look at it. Yeah, that's exactly how I used to look at it.
If I got the man and didn't get the ball, I'm still happy.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I used to operate. Yeah.
Right, Dave. So they were the starting 11s. Do you want to run through who's on your subs bench?
My subs bench, right? How many subs have you gone for? You gone for 5?
64.
Old school 5.
64.
64 subs. Fucking hell.
Yes, I've got. It took a while to break it down, but I've got 5.
You've got 5, right?
I've got 5 strikers and a defender.
You've gone with the Real Madrid effect. Yeah. So, right, I've gone with Gigi Buffon in goal.
Okay.
Fabio Cannavaro.
Lovely. Doing quite well in China at the minute, isn't he, Cannavaro?
What's that?
Doing quite well. He's managing one of the Chinese
teams. Yeah. I've gone with Zizou. Dennis Bergkamp.
Yep.
And Francesco Totti.
Nice.
I love Totti.
Oh.
I was reading, you know, when he retired the other week, and I was reading some of the comments people were making about him. You know, why people are blowing smoke up his ass and stuff like that. He's not won. He's not won anything. Hang on a minute. Hang on.
Real Madrid.
Listen, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I have some fucking respect for the guy. Appreciate what he's done. Do you know, life ain't about fucking winning shit tons of freaking trophies and making shit tons of money. The guy has been at his boyhood club all his career. Manchester City, Arsenal, they've all declared interest. You just don't hear about it.
Yeah, I do remember listening to Alex Ferguson.
You know,
Alex Ferguson tried to sign him years ago.
Exactly. You just don't hear about it because the days of social media, which we have now, dominate. Shit like that never came out. This is why Liverpool fans all spit their dummies out now. Because we used to be a fucking football club that kept everything secretive. You got Facebook now, you dickheads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got these fucking idiots that sit there, journalists, can't fucking wait to tweet. They don't go back to their newspaper desks these days and write a story. They tweet it straight away. The whole world knows it within minutes of someone being spotted at an airport, someone on a mobile phone.
Yeah.
It's fucking ruined. There's no secrets in football. But don't fucking try and say that Francesco Totti ain't achieved no. The point is, he fucking stayed at his boyhood club. He did a Paolo Maldini. You know what I mean? He did the Ryan Giggs. And God bless him, Steven Gerrard should have fucking had the chance to do exactly the same thing. And it's down to people like Liverpool Football Club's owners and Brendan Rodgers, you fucking twat.
Yeah.
Why he didn't? You sold him out. He should have retired at his fucking club.
I totally agree. Right, so my subs bench. Because we need a defender, we've got Roberto Carlos. Because just in case anybody gets injured. And my bench also has Alan Shearer, Dennis Bergkamp, Thierry Henry, and Gabriel Batistuta.
Oh, Gabby goal.
What a player.
I just creamed in me pants.
What a player.
Wow, he's another one I could have put in.
For me, Batistuta, I always remember, again, France 98. I've got so many memories of France 98. I watched every game and I bought all the computer games. I bought the video, the highlight video and all that. For me, Gabriel Batistuta with Ariel Ortega just playing off him was phenomenal.
Oh, Ariel Ortega.
Phenomenal.
Was that the season when was Daniel Fonseca playing for Argentina as well, or Abel Balbo?
Yeah, and then you had Diego Simeone and Seb Veron in centre midfield.
Yeah.
You had the Zanetti. Was it Zanetti? Was he
Javier Zanetti? Yeah, he was. Yeah, Javier Zanetti.
You had what's his face? That Rui Costa in net. Is it Rui Costa? Is that what they call him? Am I getting?
Yeah.
Or is he Portugal keeper?
Well, he's Portuguese Rui Costa, wasn't he? But he played with him at Fiorentina.
Yeah, I'm thinking. The keeper that was in the penalty shootout.
I'm trying to think of his name now.
But yeah, he was.
Oh, I'm trying to think of his name.
I'm sure it's something like that, like Rui Costa. Hang on, let's use Google.
Research. 98. 98, you say, yeah?
Yeah, World Cup 98, yeah.
What's I got in here? It's a lovely team to see, though, isn't it?
Oh, well, just the England side.
Oh, yeah, we had, fucking hell. Wow, he was in the team. Cavallero.
That's it, Roa. Carlos Roa, that's his name.
But Cavallero was in the team.
Yeah, was it Daniel Ayala?
Roberto Ayala.
Roberto Ayala, Ariel Ortega.
Jose Antonio Chamot. Roberto Sensini.
Yeah. Gallardo. He would have played for Lopez.
He was a good player.
Lopez.
He was. Yeah. Matias Almeida.
Yeah. It's an absolute cracking team.
Hernan Crespo.
For me, Crespo, yeah. But for me, Batistuta, it was a tough break to not put Batistuta in my starting 11 up front with Ronaldo. And I was tempted to go 4-3-3 then, but I'd lose me Beckham.
Another player that United went for.
Batistuta.
Yeah.
I'm sure they went for him after France '98.
Yeah, I'm positive it was. I think it was actually straight after. But he chose to, didn't he? He left Fiorentina and went to Roma.
Yeah, yes, he did.
Yeah, Roma.
So, there are teams, there are subs. Who wins? Because it'd be a cracking fucking game.
That'd be a beast game, wouldn't it? It's hard, like, I don't think you can pick a winner. But I'd say, if the people are listening...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Winner.
You pick a fucking winner. Put your comments,
This
your
episode
tweets.
will be on YouTube, and what I'll do in the description, I'll put the full lineups in the description. So see how it looks on paper as well, and then everyone that's listening, you can choose. But Butcher, I'd say this is about a good time to wrap up episode 1. It is.
It is a nice time to wrap it up.
I think this is going to be the start of something very fun. Coming next week, Butcher doesn't know this yet, and I'm dropping on him now. I think episode 2. We'll discuss the summer transfer window. Who could be going where? Who's going to sign? Who's Sheffield?
So we're gonna do some Mystic Meg shit.
We'll do some Mystic Meg shit. We'll predict. We'll try and predict all these big names like Mbop and all these sort of players. Who they'll be playing for come the 2nd, 3rd week of August when the season kicks off.
Mm-hmm. Lovely jubbly.
Right. So people. And again, thank you ever so much for taking your time out to listen to episode 1. We hope you stick around because it's going to be a nice, a long, interesting journey. Obviously, guys, you can find us on social media. All you have to search for is NAF Podcast. That's Not Another Football Podcast. I've been Dave. This has been Butcher. Until next time.
Double D out.